Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something that, well, it might just be sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. We're breaking down some surprising information about so-called healthy snacks and what they could really mean for your health, especially after you turn 50. Think about that for a second. It's a pretty startling idea, right? The sources we're looking at today suggest that some of the most common nuts and dried fruits, the things we've been told for years are good for us, might actually be hiding some risks, particularly as our bodies change. Seriously, have you ever had one of those days, a little foggy, maybe your joints are screaming at you, and you just kind of write it off as, I'm just getting older? Well, what if it's not? The source we're examining today suggests there might be a direct link to what you're snacking on. All right, so let's not beat around the bush. We're going to zero in on 4 super popular snacks that, according to our source, come with some specific and often overlooked risks for anyone over 50. First on the list, the macadamia nut. Oh, it's so rich, so buttery. It feels like a total luxury, right? A healthy treat. But here's the twist. According to our source, that very richness, that's actually the problem, especially for a body that's seen a few more birthdays. Okay, just look at this number, 76%. That's how much fat we're talking about. Now, here's the crucial part. The source says that as we age, our liver's processing power can drop by as much as 40%. So when you throw something this fatty at it, it's just completely overwhelmed. And that overload, well, it kicks off a whole chain reaction. Your liver is working overtime, which can send your triglycerides soaring. But get this, the source points to a brand new study from 2023 that found a direct line between eating macadamia nuts and a 34% jump in arterial plaque for folks over 60. That is significant. Okay, number 2 on the list is the Brazil nut. You've probably heard this one praised as a superfood, right? It's famous for being jam-packed with one really powerful mineral. The problem is, you can definitely have too much of a good thing. So this mineral is called selenium, and yeah, we absolutely need it. But think of it like a very sensitive dimmer switch. There's a sweet spot. Go a little too high and you flick it into a toxic state called selenosis. And this number right here, this is what's so wild. 175%. That's what you get from a single Brazil nut. 1! It is just unbelievably easy to go from helpful to harmful without having the slightest clue. So what's an overdose feel like? Hair loss? Brittle nails? Feeling tired all the time? Maybe some brain fog or tremors? Does any of that sound familiar? The source makes a really important point here. These symptoms are so easy to brush off as just getting older, but it could actually be a sign that you're getting way too much of this one mineral. Okay, on to number 3. The classic, humble peanut. But here's a little trivia for you. It's not a nut, it's actually a legume. And according to our source, it's a legume that comes with some serious hidden issues that get more problematic over time. The big, scary word here is aflatoxin. Basically, it's a nasty toxin from mold that can pop up on peanuts while they're in storage. And it's not just a little nasty. The World Health Organization calls it a class 1 carcinogen. And remember our liver? As it gets a little less efficient with age, it has a much harder time filtering this stuff out. But wait, there's more. Peanuts are also loaded with something called omega-6 fatty acids. Now, we need a little bit, but an excess of omega-6 actually promotes inflammation. So if you're already dealing with something like arthritis, it's like pouring gasoline on a fire. And for our 4th and final food to reconsider, it's something I bet almost all of us have in our pantry right now: raisins. So small, so sweet, they seem totally harmless, right? Well, the source points to a major red flag, especially when it comes to your kidneys. The problem comes down to these things called oxalates. Raisins are full of them, and as our kidneys naturally get a bit less efficient over time, filtering them becomes a real chore. In fact, the source cites a Harvard study that found people over 50 who ate raisins just 3 times a week had a 67% higher risk of developing painful kidney stones. Wow. Okay, I know, that was a lot of doom and gloom. But here's the thing. Knowing this stuff isn't about being scared, it's about being smart. Now that we know the what not to do, let's flip the script and talk about the really good stuff.
Yeah, the source doesn't just leave you hanging with a "don't eat this" list. No, it also gives us 4 amazing alternatives. 4 powerful nuts that it describes as proactive tools you can use to really support your health as you age. First up, pistachios. These little green gems are unique. They offer a powerful trifecta of benefits. They're packed with lutein and zeaxanthin. These are amazing antioxidants that basically protect your vision. They support heart health. And, this is a big one, they're a complete protein, which is so important for keeping our muscles strong as we get older.
Next up, almonds. The source frames them as a shield for both your brain and your heart. They contain a specific form of vitamin E that acts like a bodyguard for your brain cells. Plus, they're rich in magnesium, which helps with everything from muscle cramps to sleep quality. And listen to this. A Stanford study mentioned in the source material linked daily almond intake to a 45% reduction in heart disease risk. That's huge. But the source really saves its most glowing review for the walnut, calling it the ultimate anti-aging nut. And you can see why. It's the only nut with a significant amount of plant-based ALA omega-3s, which are powerhouses for brain health. Studies show they can even reduce markers for Alzheimer's. On top of that, they're great for your heart, and as if that's not enough, they're a rare natural source of melatonin. It's a true all-in-one powerhouse. So, we've covered the potential dangers and the powerful benefits. What's the takeaway? How do you actually use this information in your daily life? The source suggests it's as simple as making a swap. And this right here is the whole game plan, laid out perfectly. It couldn't be easier. Instead of those fatty macadamia nuts, reach for some heart-healthy almonds. Worried about too much selenium from Brazil nuts? The source suggests pecans. Instead of peanuts, try pistachios. And instead of raisins, add walnuts to your oatmeal. It's a direct, one-for-one upgrade for your health. And that really is the heart of it all. This isn't about some crazy restrictive diet. It's about making small, informed choices. The source emphasizes that these simple swaps can add not just years to your life, but life to your years by boosting your energy and your overall well-being. We've laid out the information from the source, from the hidden risks to the powerful alternatives. The goal is to give you the tools to make the best choices for your own health journey. So the only question left is, where will you start?